Is it possible to beat the stock market under the current situation? That's a question. That's a question that everyone is asking. And the reason everyone is asking is because it's a big question. This is very complicated. Why is it? I'm going to show you reason. I'm going to give you good reasons as to why it's almost impossible to beat the stock market right now. But if you are able to understand why it can't be done, maybe, just maybe, you can fix it. And then you could beat the market. So let me give you essentially what's going on right now. You've got lots of stuff going on with the tariffs. You got lots of stuff going on with the stock market, which frankly is not going anywhere fast. Yes, I know we have recouped some of our losses since the beginning of the year, but frankly, it doesn't like what it sees. Even though we've got some good numbers as far as the Magnificent Sevens and their earnings per share, but it is still not enough. And the market is waiting for something. The market is waiting for a bit more satisfaction and a bit more comfort. But how are you going to get comfort if you don't understand what's going on? Yet, the social media is full, and I mean full of information about what to do, what not to do. So let me give you 4 reasons. Let me give you 4 reasons why you cannot beat the stock market. But again, if you understand those reasons and you could fix some of them, maybe, just maybe, you could have an edge. So the first one that you need to know, statistically speaking, over the past 3, 5, 10 years, across all the categories of asset allocation, from international, all equity, bond equity, overall 80% of investors, 80% of portfolio managers do not beat the market. That's something that you need to be aware of. 80%, nothing at all. So what are you paying them for? That's a different topic, but they cannot beat the market. And the market, as represented by the S&P 500, which has been a pretty one to beat right now, although my portfolios have been doing quite well. And again, join my Patreon channel and I will explain to you exactly how I'm doing it, sending you reports every morning, telling you what's going on. Okay, fine. So the first reason why you can't beat the market is because not many people do, and these people get paid full-time to do it. 80% do not beat the stock market, right? Even if, let's say you come up with the next NVIDIA, and the stock starts shooting up, and you're doing really good. You're doing fantastic, right? So the size of the portfolio, the stock in your portfolio is going to get larger and larger and larger, right? I'm making 50%, 60%, 80%. You're going to look like a star. It's going to be great. But before you know it, that portfolio, the size of that NVIDIA, new NVIDIA stock, whatever it's called, is going to take a larger and larger and larger and larger size share in your portfolio. And then you're going to end up having just what? One stock? And then you're going to have like $1 million in one stock. You don't want to have that, right? So you need to diversify it. So then, but de facto, even if you pick a good stock, even if you're really, really smart and you got it, you're going to have to get rid of it because then it's going to get so much value that it's going to increase the volatility of your portfolio. So de facto, it's going to be a problem unless you are Warren Buffett and you're in charge of your own portfolio and you say, no, I don't care. I know this stock very well. I know this company. I know the company is going to do well and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep the stock. So that's the second reason why it's difficult to beat the market, because even if you find a good stock, it's going to get more powerful within your portfolio. So that's a problem. Third, and that one, everyone should know about that one. Right now, the market, want it or not, like it or not, is basically driven by whom? Who's driving the market right now? Those damn tariffs. Everyone wants to know, is it 50%? Is it 40%? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Are we going to go after China? 145%, 45%. The point is, tariffs have gone up a lot, my friends. It's gone up a lot. In fact, the average last year was around 3%, all countries considered, and right now it is almost 10%. Average of everyone, not picking on China all the time. So that's going to be a problem for you. So, okay, so then what we have to know is it coming or is it not coming? Well, the problem is no one, and please don't believe anyone if they tell you that they do. No one knows the extent and the actual cost of the tariffs. It is impossible. It is impossible to know the cost of the tariffs. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so you got this T-shirt, let's make it simple, coming from, let's say a T-shirt that comes from China, again, right? It's going to cost 10%, 20%, 25%. Yeah, but sometimes it's not just a T-shirt. Sometimes the stuff is more complicated. Sometimes the stuff has many components coming from different countries. And one country is at 10%, one country is 25%, one country is 45%. How do you decide what the overall end result is going to be? And even if you do that, don't forget the post keeps changing all the time with Trump, right? Even if you know that, then you have to know what the producer is going to do. I was at a French winery recently, not too far from here. And I asked the guy, I said, listen, so what are you doing with the wine that you're producing? Are you going to get charged 10% or 15%? He says, you know what, I don't care. It changes so much. So for me, all I know is I'm going to produce my wine. My producer is going to come over to my field and he's going to buy my wine and I'm going to sell it to him. Now, I think we bought the wine for $10. It retails like for $40, $50 in the US. I guess the producer is going to say, okay, so we're going to be charged 10% or maybe 50%. Who knows what the final number is, but whatever number is, the producer is going to pass it along to the consumer. Something costs you $10 and it says now it's going to cost you $12. You're not going to care. $13, $14. Once in a while, a bottle of wine, who cares, right? So I don't know. It depends how much he's going to charge you. Is he going to pass the cost along to you? And it depends on whether or not you are going to be willing to. So there's three pieces, right? How much you're going to actually be charged because there's several components to the item. How much is the producer going to charge you? And then how much are you willing to accept? If it's a car, well, $10,000 to $15,000, that's a big difference. If it's a $10 versus $15, well, maybe I'll take the $15 wine as opposed to the $15,000 car. That's why it's difficult to evaluate the cost of the tariffs. And of course, what makes it even more difficult is the post keeps changing, right? I mean, first it was 45%, then it was 185%, down to 40%. Now we have 50% for 50% for what's going on with steel. We don't know where we're going to end up, and that's the problem. Where are we going to end up? Now, the fourth reason, and this is a doozy, the fourth reason why you're not going to be able to predict the stock market is because portfolio managers are focused on, now, they're not focused on beating the market. They are focused, those 80% I told you failed, they are focused on bringing in business, bringing in assets onto their portfolio because they get paid by the amount of money that they're managing, not a share of what money that they are making, right? If they lose money on the portfolio, they still get 2%, 1.5% share of that portfolio. So what does it mean for you? Well, listen, it's very simple. You go to Bloomberg, go to CNBC, go to all these places all the time. And you're going to see very quickly that these people basically talks their game. They're basically telling you, you know what, the market's going to be up at the end of the year. Oh, well. Oh, and if JP Morgan is telling me the market is going to go up, I mean, how could they be wrong? So the market is going to go up, right? Because they want you to believe in what they say, and then they want you to come in and bring money into their portfolio. But tell me the last time someone actually, tell me the last time, tell me looks like an old Russian. That's a good one. Tell me the Italian film Spitting Wisdom. Yeah, that's possible. I've done a bit of different things in my life. But it's not wisdom, it's knowledge. That's what I've known. That's what I've seen. That's why I'm here and you guys are over there. The reason is that they want you to put the money with them. When was the last time someone says, okay, before you say anything and telling us the market is going to go up, how have you done? How have you done in the past? What show us your record first in terms of beating the market or whatever, and then we'll listen to you. They never say that. They bring him to, they bring them to, you don't have to listen. You should be interested because this is about making money, and more importantly, this is going to help you direct where it is that you should be doing, because there's a lot of things happening in this world right now that you should be concerned about. Number 4, again, the portfolio managers that you're going to hear, listen, or talk to when you send, we're not going to talk to them, you're going to listen to them. Those portfolio managers you're going to listen to, what's going to happen, they're not going to tell you what's going on. The market is death. I agree. Right now, the market is very difficult, but yet you have to put the money somewhere. And you know why you have to put your money somewhere? Because right now, inflation is going up. You may not realize it. You may not care. Right now, you may not care. But trust me, at 2.5% every year, it's going to make a difference. Of course, when I'm saying 2.5%, I'm saying 2.5% based on the CPI, right? But that's not the real inflation. Go check out prices of stuff, and your inflation is much higher than that. In fact, with the tariffs, I don't care what happens, 5%, 10%, it's going to be higher than next year. Tariffs are going to increase costs, and inflation is going to go up. Now, you may not want to buy sneakers from China anymore. You may not want to buy T-shirts from China, but you're going to be buying an iPhone. Well, no, we're not going to make the iPhone in China. Well, yeah, but not everything comes from India or the US, right? The semiconductor chips, most of them are made there. And they all go into lots of stuff that you're seeing every day, including the washing machine and everything. So once this stuff comes in, inflation is going to go up. It's going to cost you more money. These are the reasons why you cannot predict the stock market. But if you understand what's going on, for example, if somehow right, what drives inflation, if you know what the cost of the things, maybe you're specialist in something, right? So if you know what the cost is going to be, then you could predict. You could predict, my friends, what inflation is going to be because you will understand the tariffs. And that's important. If next time you listen to someone telling you, hey, you got to buy these stocks and the stock market is going to go up, and that same person shows you the record, look, we've done pretty well this year, then you should listen to that guy or that woman. But if someone that tells you, well, the market's going to go up, the market is going to go up, and be careful, right? You can't listen to even to the big guys, like, high scroll with skull. Even if you're thinking like Jimmy Dimon, right? Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan. What is he saying right now? I mean, the guy must know something. He was there in 2008 in the financial crisis. I was there with him. I remember, right? And he knows what's going on, right? You've seen it all. And he's saying right now, people, be careful. The market is in trouble because we're going to have a problem with the national debt. First of all, you should know that don't worry about the things that you hear. It's the thing that you don't hear that you need to worry about. That's right. That's what my channel is called, The Black Swan. It is closed. It is called the black swan because these are the things that we don't know that exist, and they do exist like a black swan. And this is what's going to bite you. That's what's going to take your portfolio away from you. So therefore you need to understand what's going on with this as well. You need to realize that, yeah, I mean, he's been saying it like Jim Rogers, right? All these guys about, yeah, okay, thanks. I know their potential, but thank you for the advice. You know what? I got my books. I got all my ideas right here. Always thinking about my subscribers. By the way, subscribe to this channel, and also make sure that you also check my Patreon channel, because every morning I give you a bunch of comments. Now, of course, why should you listen to me, right? Why should you listen to me? You should listen to me because I've been doing this for a while. You should listen to me because I've been successful. You should listen to me because I've seen it all. And you should listen to me because I am not paid by anyone. I am doing it as a professional investor. I am doing it as an educator because I love this stuff, right? Now, well, okay, go to Bloomberg and listen to what these guys are saying. Why are they saying that to you? They're saying that to you because they want to bring up you to come over and put money in their portfolios. And how do they get paid? Well, the larger the portfolio, the more money they make, even if the portfolio doesn't go anywhere. And frankly, no one asked them how well they did, right? They just say, hey, come over, tell us what you think about the portfolio. Tell us what you think about the stock market. Stock market is going to go up next year. Oh, because it looks like this thing about the tariffs is over. Do not believe anything about the tariffs. Do not believe anything about the tariffs, because at the end of the day, no one understands what's going to happen with the tariffs, okay? So this is what I recommend that you do. First of all, and it doesn't have to be, even if you have no money in the stock market, right? Even yourself or job or situation, what's going to happen, you've got to understand where we are. Because this thing that's happening right now, not just not in the US, but in Europe, over here, everywhere, there is a change in the mindset. Everyone is getting ready. You know what? They're getting ready for war. They're talking about it as if, hey, I got the deal. I could do it. I got the money. Be careful, because before you know it, we could get there. We could get there very quickly. And that is something, my friend, that you need to be careful. You need to make sure that you're not going to get stuck in it. You got to make sure you're not going to lose your money in the stock market. You got to make sure you're not traveling in the middle of a war. Europe is actually building up its armies. Well, it's going to take a while. China has a huge industrial process in place. They have done a lot. In fact, concerns are growing that the US might not have enough withhold to be able to compete with China. So let's be careful. Let's understand what's going on, because if you don't understand what's going on, they will always take advantage of you. You need to be a learned individual. You need to understand what's happening. And how do you do that? Well, frankly, you need to listen to people that are telling you what's going on, but with no further interest, with no back interest, with no things in the back of their mind trying to sell you something. All I want from you is views, and all I want from you is click to my Patreon channel. That is it. Or maybe a like here and there, right? Just give me a like. I'm here in front of my pool relaxing today in the south of France, spending my time with you. I could be doing other things, trust me. But who wants to retire? Otherwise it's boring. You have nothing else to do. Keep busy, keep learning, and keep being invested, because that's how you're going to do it.